my internet while setting up the set. I've decided that I want to completely redo how I organize my fabric, and by that I mean redo these cardboard bits, because this is only a little bit of the column of cardboard that I have acquired from work recently, and I figured I'll go through, do some like exact lines and cuts, and I have 2 knives right here for it. Box cutters. What better tools for me to use? Seriously though, like looking at it all together, because it used to be in a box, now it's not in a box. On the shelf, it's kind of like, oh, it could be better. I have a lot of cardboard, like these are the small bits of cardboard. Figured like, let's cut this up, redo it together, and see how this goes. So I'm going to work this out and how I'm going to do this with you guys to start with, and then I'll run off and come back and run off and come back. So I guess the one thing I want to check is, are these thin pieces going to be okay, or do I need to get a thicker piece? This is going to be harder than I thought. Some of the pieces are cut from longer pieces, and I want to find the shorter pieces, and I measured the base them off. Oh my god, Maggie! Out of this house, Maggie! I need to recompose myself because a magpie just came, flew and landed on the camera. Now that they've been fed. Originally, I used the side flaps, which were the smallest of Corona boxes for these, so I need to find out how big these are. I want to keep them relatively similar. I'm thinking the difference seems to be mere quarters or ½ inches. I'm thinking I might do it, I'm just going to draw on this one, to be 5 inches long and 10 inches down. I'm considering making it 10.5 inches long, but I'm not sure. If I start off with the terrible end of the cardboard, this end has a bit of a double thing, so this can be my first drafting end. Let's see if this ½ inch really makes a difference. I feel like the meter rule is too thin for this job, but I do have another metal ruler. I'm hoping you can see everything I'm doing. Yeah, you can. Too bad, I can always just go out. This is a Chrome blade, and oh, it's sexy. Yes, a cobalt. This has more of the straight like that. I don't mind like this one as much because it has so many little gadgety things that you can do with it. I like the $2 Bunnings special ones. They work great and they're bright yellow. But otherwise, this is my baby. This is my favorite. I lose it regularly, and then I find it, and then I lose it. But I need a box cutter for work. So I'm just gonna make first a light indentation because I don't want to damage my board. I relatively capture that. See? Folds. Ooh, I f***ed up a little bit. You can see it here. See? Can you see it? It's a little bit. This is why we need practice boards, so we can learn what not to do. Okay. Now let's go 10.5 inches. Again, not too deep because I really do not want to haunt my cutting board. It's brand new. I should be doing this on a board. Oh my god, speaking of boards, I have my most hated cutting mat. Yes, my pretty you shall do. Seriously though, I hate this cutting mat. It's just cheap and it doesn't heal, and it's like with your wheel, and I've used it before. And I'm pretty sure it was a $2 special that my mother brought. Now the problem with doing it like this is that it's not cutting through all the layers as it should. Rubbish. Okay, so this is the 10-inch board. Now, let's compare it. 10.5 inch even. Yeah, so it's a slight bit higher, but a slight bit wider. Now the question is, after I unwrapped all those ones, how thick do I have the fabric? Because this may change too. Okay, that's about 8 inches. Turns out I do need them. They're still folded, so they could be useful. About 8 inches, just short of 8 inches, 7.5. I mean, some parts aren't 8 inches and some parts are. So I tend to wrap it about 8 inches, and I think I like the wrapping at 8 inches. The wrapping at 8 inches seems to be handy. Now, I do plan to draw on the boards where 8 inches is. Okay, What's the science method to getting 8 inches? Because this is not 8 inches wide when you fold it in half. Okay, so I have the 2 selvage edges. I said bias and something else. The selvages together. Slightly wonky, but that's okay. Now let me take my giant ruler. It's about 22 inches. Wait, they're not equal parts anyway. 7 and 7, I think, is the way we must go. 7 and a little bit inches. This is totally an exact science, by the way, which is just like a little bit higher than where I originally folded it. I should move all the things out of my way. That would be the smartest move, to have a clear folding surface. I think one would know that. Okay, so now we know that's 7 inches. Oh, now I need 7 inches of this one. It's slightly above the folded line. I leave an inch at the bottom. My folding was slightly off, but it's 8 inches now. And I think it would be best if I just like left a mark on every single piece of thing saying 8 inches. Now let's do the test wrap. Is it perfectly wrapped? No. Do I want 10 or 10 and a half? 10 or 10 and a half? 10 or 10 and a half. Okay, what looks better, the shorter or the longer? Wait, how wide is this tape? It's somewhere in between 2.5 inches. I have a new plan that makes life easier. I measure 8 inches. Okay. Do I care about using permanent marker on this ruler? No, this is the original. She's had a lot of things on it. It means I'm gonna have to buy a silver pen. Or I think I have white cloth tape as well. A smidge below 10.5 inches. So what I might do is I'll draw a long line that's 8 inches, right? Then I'll put tape all along it, and then I'll cut it. And then that's an easy marked line, so that when I'm trying to fold, I can just be like, oh, okay, that's fine. But I need white. I only have black or silver cloth tape. I have a lot of it. Either I use the black and I have to get a silver pen, which could be cute and could be cool. Or I use these, or I buy white cloth tape. Black does show up, but faintly. And I feel like a silver pen would be very striking. I don't know what's more striking. Going to need to poll a few people and I'll come back to. I feel like the black both blends in and stands out a bit more. I spoke to my mother and my boy. He said if I want to be able to read it, silver. Also if there's a lot of colours, silver, but he's partial to black and purple. She said silver because black rubs off on fabric. Guess we'll go silver. If I need to change it, I can always just buy more, like put another layer of tape on, for God's sakes. Now it comes to my plan. So this edge is straight, we know that. So if I measure 8 inches and draw a special line, I have 3 different markers of 8 inches. I should have left the ruler there. I made sure it was a straight line. And this is also 8 inches. Now the cutting. When one is handling a blade, one should probably have a ruler. And not use their mouths to open them. Apparently I'm going out tonight. I'm not gonna cut these all the way across because it's a really long stupid fucking line. And maybe I should just cut them separately and then cut the stupid short line. But I do want to make sure this line is straight. Going to line this up at the bottom, move it over a couple of inches. It's not a couple of inches, it's like half an inch of that. I think I cut through it mostly. But now I have a clean edge and it's just a matter of cutting 5 inches width. And obviously, the longer I cut with this blade, the better I'm probably going to get it doing in one go. One piece. Yeah, definitely easier when you cut the short bit. Yeah, that's so much easier to do. And then it's like roughly straight, could be a little off. You just do another layer of tape and it should be good. So I'm gonna go and try and make uniform pieces and come back to you so that your battery doesn't die. All the cutting's done of that one piece. I think it was less than 10 minutes to cut these pieces since I finished filming, and that was like, I watched David Dobrik, I watched some Ask a Mortician, Iconic Corpses, so great. and I think they turned out like nice and uniform. I haven't gone through and like retaped them or anything. I'm kind of playing with the idea of retaping them, just not sure how it would look. So I was thinking that like if I taped over the top like so, it would clean up the edge right at the top, but then when I go to wrap around, well, it's leave an indentation. Yeah, it does. So either I live with an indentation or I just do it once. I think I'm just gonna have to do it once. Should have thought about this, but no. It's just like that you can see it's cardboard. And I do want to wrap the other side as well, but I'll get to that one day next year. I've given up on like trying to fix the lighting right now because I'm in the middle of doing this. But I found the issue where the long thin ones, I ran out of the ones that would fit the board on them, and all these ones here are too thin. So what I'm doing is I've already cut some of these. I like did a line, measured 8 inches, did the tape. And then I've done the tape on the bottom this time, and I've measured 8 inches. So let's see how this goes. Forget the table's more important than my face. I think I'm up to like 35 all completely cut out. I want to try and minimize the amount of black marker that's exposed to the fabric. Because after Mom said that like black transfers, I'm like, oh, well, I'm smart, aren't I? Okay, so I've gotten 4 rows, and then I'll go through and I'll cut 5 inches at a time. First, we have to do the long cut. I don't care who you are, cutting from an up angle is the easiest. Easier to butt up against the tape. I've gotten real good at cutting, by the way. Since I last saw you, I've gone out for dinner with the other half and some mates. It was good. We went to Betty Burger. I have no idea where we're going. Oh no, I can't butt up anymore. Oh, the camera went flat, so I had to stop. And then now I've got this board, and as you can see, I'm doing it a little differently. I'm not sure how it's going to work if I'm being wrong, but I'm liking this butting up. Mum and Dad generally are home every night, and when they're not, it's because Mum's in hospital and the Mastiff is looking outside like, but buddy, where's my nan and pop? The poor thing. 60 boards later and I'm fucking done. Just cutting. It has one side metallic, one side cardboard. What I'm gonna do is the 10 that I'm using and then the other stacks. Going to get my handy dandy meter long ruler. It also has inches. I like to go by meters. Now most of them are already folded and already have their meterage on them, but I've forgotten these ones that I undid on purpose. What I like to do is measure. It's about 1 meter. As you can see, 1M. I am mildly worried about that drying in time, but whatever. Now, the next thing I want is 8 inches all up. Sweet, so I'm on the 2-inch line on the actual mat and 10 on there. This one was already folded as the test one, as you guys may have seen. You don't really need to secure it when you start wrapping it. And part of me does like the idea, like I see a lot of them have the pin in the fabric, but then if I don't touch that fabric for a long time, is that pin gonna rot? Am I going to have a metal stain and a permanent hole in a bit of fabric that I'm gonna have to work around? Because metal does rust and does stain fabric. I know, it's amazing concepts. Really, I could also tack it into place, but I kind of like just that doing a fold makes it look neat. I think this one's 2 meters, but I'm not sure, and I'm pretty sure Mum used it. And a bit. When it's a bit, I don't really feel like putting in, it's 2 and a bit. We're just over the line of my 10-inch line. I don't know if you guys can see the 10-inch line here. I'm pretty sure it's all in half. Obviously, I don't have to be this pedantic. I'm never usually this pedantic, but because you're gonna see them, I'm gonna be pedantic. So, half. So it's kind of out of line with where it's been folded this entire time, but at least it's going on the board. This is a very like silky feeling fabric too. Sometimes I've learned that it's easier to like roll half of it and then finish folding sometimes than it is to just fold straight away. If you have two people, it can be easier to fold straight away. But when you're only one little person, one small, tiny Kassie person, I'm not small or tiny in any sense of the word. Like I'm smaller than my boyfriend in height and my dad in height. It's very taller than my mother. I forgot to write 2 meters. It's okay, you can do this at any point. And obviously it's not always going to be perfect 100% of the time. Yeah, I'm going to continue with this and I will show you the end and how many cardboard pieces I have. Mainly because I want to listen to YouTube while I do this. I'm already loving that uniform look, and because I have the silver on one side, I know which way to point it and where to look for my numbers. Whereas on what's on there at the moment, there's no real way for the numbers and I get lazy. So yeah, as you can see, it just looks pretty when it's uniform, okay? It's never going to be completely uniform, there's always going to be like some that are slightly higher than others, but I love it anyway. It's my baby! It is finally finished. The impossible has been completed. I have a lot of fabric. As you can see, I have finally finished doing all of the folding and the sorting, and it took way too long because I finished about to here when I was making the video and then I left it. And then I finished to about here the other day after leaving it for a week. And then I continued doing it today. And I have a lot of fabric, and I have 3 things of fabric over there that aren't in this because I'm going to use them, and why fold them when I'm about to use them. I need to start making some things so that I can clear out this stash so that I can get more. After I made the original, I forget how many boards, I had to just before make a heap more, and I have 1 remaining, which is why these couple of little ones that are less than a meter aren't wrapped up in the proper boards, and there's one sitting there, but who cares? That's not in frame. I chose to color coordinate it just because I like color coordinating things. So for these I wanted to keep similar fabrics together, which is why like the purples are all spread out, but I've got say plain purples that are darker, going to your more middle purples, going to your printed purples, going to the lighter purples with another major color, and anything that had like a major color of beige in it, like a blue and a beige. Down here, I still put it in the blue because I don't feel like it's a beige color, I feel like it's more of a blue. And then I continued it down here where the few beiges are. I'm just happy it's finally done. It's taken a long time. I need to finish a quilt. In the last lot, I ended up finding a lot of fabrics that were like mismeasured. One of them had like 1.3 meters, it was 2.3 meters. Thank you for watching me resort my fabric and cut all the boards. What do you guys think of the end result? I kind of like it, especially as like a background, but it's just aesthetically pleasing to me, and I love seeing all the different fabrics because now I know I can walk into my room and be like, oh yeah, that's what I have. Or I might even take a picture of it and keep it on my phone so that I can see like what fabrics I have when I go out. It turns out I have a few oranges, I didn't know that. Would you guys do something like this, like the mini little boards, or would you prefer something like what Lou has where they're all just folded one on top of the other? It is so weird to call Mum Lou. Oh gosh. How do you sort yours? Like, what's your thing with your fabric? These have lived in Corona boxes for a while, so they're finally free, but it makes my soul happy. It looks great for the videos. I'm pleased. Even though it took so long and it was so much hard work. I wish I just did it when I brought them, and now I'm gonna have to cut more boards because I only have one more spare board. Or I just, you know, could use fabrics and not buy anymore, but I don't know how reasonable that is for a request. Have a lovely week. Subscribe if you want to see more, because we do have a lot more coming for you guys. And yeah, like it if you liked it, whatever. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. I'm weird with doing this part. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, and I dyed my hair. I was left unsupervised.